Had to make sure my eyes can see everything. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and what a blessed morning it is. I am so pleased to welcome you here today for the swearing-in ceremony of our newly elected county executive and county council members. Thank you for joining us on this very morning on this very special and momentous occasion. Today is a celebration, and we are going to celebrate. We celebrate democracy, and without regard to political party or position, we honor the decision of the citizens of Frederick County. As a program note, I'd like to acknowledge our sign language interpreter to my left and then to your right, who is facing the audience, and let's thank them for their participation in this service today. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's rise for the presentation of colors by the Frederick County Sheriff's Office and the Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Services Honor Guards. Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the invocation. Joining us today to sing the national anthem, our very dear friend, Mr. Darrell Boffman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free in the
Please remain standing and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the invocation by Reverend Dr. Eleazar Valente Castana, Frederick District Superintendent with the Baltimore, Washington Conference of the United Methodist Church.
Good morning. Sometimes I feel that I'm at a church when I'm in a crowd like this. Would you give me an opportunity? Please sit down as we pray. The New Testament encourages us to pray for elected officials and for those who are in authority. 1 Timothy says to us, I urge you then, first of all, that petitions, prayers, intercessions, and thanksgiving be made for all people, for kings and all those in authority, that we may live in peace and quiet lives, in all godliness and holiness. This is good and pleases God, our Savior, who wants all people to be saved and to come to the knowledge of truth. Indeed, we are encouraged to pray for each other, and especially for those who have taken positions of authority in our midst. So would you join me in prayer at this time? Bendito Dios, te damos gracias por esta oportunidad de poder estar aquí presente, Señor. Te pedimos tu bendición por todas estas personas que están asumiendo una posición en este momento. Gracias, Señor. Blessed God, thank you for the men and women who serve our country in leadership roles and for their families. Please provide our leaders who are being sworn into office today, that they be reminded each day of why they decided to dedicate their lives to public service and use that commitment to encourage them. Give them peace, O God, when their work takes them away from their families. We also pray specifically for their wives, husbands, and children of our elected officials. We ask that you draw near to them and give them the wisdom and guidance that they need on how to best support one another while their loved ones are working for your good. We are grateful for the staff who will be helping our elected officials, Lord. They have such an important job keeping the offices running as they should. Thank you for the ways you have gifted them so that their work is indeed a blessing to this community. Wrap your arms around all these folks. Show them love, grace, strength, and encouragement. Provide them with the knowledge needed to approach each situation in the best way possible. Help them to do their job with the conviction that they are serving you as they serve the people in our community. Merciful God, give these, your servants, the stamina to approach each day and to find a balance between work and life so that they would be sustained to continue to serve our community. God of our ancestors, we are grateful for living in a community where many play a part in making sure the needs and desires of our people are heard and met. As our elected officials work together, may they find solutions to difficult problems. May they work together for the common good. May all those elected to public office gather here and around the country leave behind their partisan allegiances to work for the well-being of all people. We ask that you guide all these elected officials to speak respectfully and with humility to one another. We ask that you help them to show love and compassion to those they interact with and be an advocate for their constituents as they seek to help for better lives in Frederick. Lord, thank you for leaders who care about issues impacting the most vulnerable. We ask that you help all leaders to care for people in need, especially the children, the elderly, and the impoverished. Press on the hearts of constituents, a desire that drive and reach out to their government leaders on issues surrounding global poverty and soften leaders' hearts toward mercy and compassion. We are so grateful that we have leaders that listen to us. God, please be with our elected officials today as they weigh the pros and cons of each constituent's request. Give them the wisdom on how best to represent everyone. Merciful God, we also ask that you give our leaders courage so that they even give their best when the decisions that they make are unpopular. Indeed, give them the boldness to make decisions that will move us forward as a people, as a community. Blessed God, during this season, many of us celebrate the birthday of Jesus in a little town in Bethlehem. You grew up under the authority of local leaders and officials, just as the ones we are praying for at this time. They manage the business of their communities and they help their people. So may these elected officials today also take heed of your call on them to do what is best for the people of this community, for the people of the state of Maryland, and indeed for the whole country. This morning, as our elected officials have their oath of office administered, may they never forget that they are not serving in office, but rather they are called to serve you by serving your people. Everyone who resides within our bounds indeed is to be protected by their service. May they manage their teams and projects with love, keep their hearts pure and their eyes turned toward you as they work in the best interests of the people they are called to serve. So as I close our prayer this morning, we pray in the name of the most holy God, the name that we all name in our hearts this morning. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend. Let's show our appreciation with a round of applause for the Frederick County Sheriff's Office and the Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Service Honor Guards and Mr. Darrell Bothman. Good morning. On behalf of our newly elected county executive and members of the Frederick County Council, I welcome you to the 2022 swearing-in ceremony. I am Tawanda Bailey. In 2019, after 31 years of service, I retired from Frederick County government. I left as a compliance officer with the Division of Fire and Rescue Services. I may have left Frederick County government, but I did not leave Frederick County. It is my honor and it's my privilege to serve as your Master of Ceremonies for today's ceremony. Let's take a few moments to acknowledge several guests and elected officials in the audience with us today. On behalf of U.S. Senator Ben Cardin, we have Mr. Robin Summerfield. On behalf of U.S. Chris Van Hollen, Ms. Nan Mann. On behalf of U.S. Representative David Throne, we have Mr. Sonny Holdings and Ms. Jessica Spillman. Commanding General, U.S. Army Medical Research and Development in Fort Detrick, Brigadier General Anthony McQueen and wife. Garrison Commander, Fort Detrick, Colonel Ned Marsh. Command Sergeant Major, U.S. Army Garrison, Fort Detrick, Command Sergeant Major Michael Dills. Deputy Commander, U.S. Army Garrison, Fort Detrick, Mr. Wilfred Plumley. Maryland State Delegate-elect, District 3, Ken Kerr. Frederick County Sheriff, Chuck Jenkins. Frederick County State's Attorney's Office, Charlie Smith. Mayor of the City of Frederick, Michael O'Connor. City of Frederick, Alderman Donna Kuzmichek. City of Frederick, Alderman Katie Nash. City of Frederick, Alderman Kelly Russell. City of Frederick, Alderman Derek Shackelford. Town of Brunswick, Mayor Nathan Brown. Board of Education Vice President, Sue Johnson. Board of Election Member-elect, Ray Gallagher. Board of Education Member, Karen Yoho. Frederick County Community College President, Dr. Anissa Cheek. Frederick County Public Schools Superintendent, Dr. Dyson. Are there any other elected officials that may have come in that I did not speak? Say that again. Mount Airy Mayor, Larry Hushire. Board of Elect, Dean Rose. Is there anyone else here? Is there anyone else? Okay. I would also like to acknowledge our outgoing County Executive, Jan Gardner. Thank you for 8 years. I would also like to acknowledge our outgoing county council members, and I don't believe they're all here, but I'm still going to acknowledge them. County members Michael Blue of District 5, Kai Hagan, I believe is with us today. Phil Darcy, and I want to thank them for their dedicated leadership and commitment to the citizens of Frederick County. Thank you. And one other special little guest that's very dear to my heart that supports all my craziness in this world, and that is my husband, Battalion Chief Andre Bailey with Frederick County's Division of Fire and Rescue Services. So let's give them all a round of applause for attending today's event. At this time, we will have a musical selection from the Frederick Children's Chorus. They will be performing The Journey of Hope, composed by Jim Papoulis. That was amazing. So let's give them another round of applause. And now, I would like to introduce Sandra K. Dalton, Clerk of the Frederick County Circuit Court, to administer the oath of office of the County Executive.
Too many envelopes in my black bag. What a wonderful day it is. Another changing of the guard, more history to be had, and happy days ahead. At this time, it is going to be my pleasure to start with our newly elected county executive, Ms. Jessica Fitzwater.
And can you tell my family to come up?
Joining her on stage will be her family, please. I know we have children, grandparents. Now, I just happen to know we're going to need to shift our little one a smidge, or you're going to have a table in your face. There we go. Because this is all about you guys. Mhm. Charter, right here. I don't have their charter. It's right here. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Joanna. Okay, we'll use this one. This one's. Okay, that one works. Okay. I've got it. How do I hold myself? No. Okay. All right, who would we like to ask to hold these so Jessica could put her left hand on these? You're perfect. You look beautiful there. It's always about the children. There we go.
It's okay.
Yes. Yep, she will get to say your names, but right now we're going to listen to Mommy take her oath. Can I ask Mommy to raise her right hand for me, please? And she's going to repeat after me. I, Jessica Fitzwater, do solemnly promise and declare
I, Jessica Fitzwater, do solemnly promise and declare
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
County Executive for Frederick County, Maryland.
County Executive for Frederick County, Maryland. According to the Constitution
And laws of this state.
and laws of this state.
Okay, carry on.
Thank you.
I'm so welcome. you wish, yes. Mommy, you want to announce who your children are before they
Yes.
go? They want.
My mom, Carol and David, and my kids, Jonah and Jane, they deserve a round of applause too.
Yeah. Okay. This is yours. You can sign right there. And where did I just put the packet that it goes in? Okay. Here you go. That's for you to keep it there. Oh, thank you. And if I may, and I will probably, in the interest of time, do you, and the certificates will be the same for everyone, but you're outnumbering me today, and I hear I get 2 hours, and that's it. On behalf of the governor of the state of Maryland, this certificate is presented to both our county executive and our council members. This one, State of Maryland, to Jessica Fitzwater of Frederick, Maryland. Greeting. Be it known that the people of Frederick County, reposing great trust and confidence in your integrity and wisdom, did on the 8th day of November, and many days after, 2022, elect you as county executive. You are therefore to execute the said office justly, honestly, diligently, and faithfully, according to law, and hold the same for a term of 4 years, beginning today, December 5th, 2022, or until you shall duly be discharged therefrom. Given under the hand and Great Seal of Maryland, signed by Lawrence J. Hogan Jr., Governor of the State of Maryland, at the City of Annapolis, on the 5th day of December in the year of the Lord 2022, attested by John C. Woban-Smith, Secretary of State. Congratulations. Out of your way. Okay. Do you need me to move anything else? No, I'm good.
Hello, Frederick County. I am so proud to be standing here today as your Frederick County executive. Thank you to everyone who believed in me and helped us get to this moment. I am ready to serve each and every resident of Frederick County to build bridges and bring people together. To meet this moment, the energy, excitement, and opportunity with bold ideas and transformational leadership. I was born and raised in Smithsburg on Wolfsville Road, just over the mountain in the middle of the woods. Yes, not Frederick County, but very, very close. I'm not from a particularly political family, but my parents, Carol and David, who you just saw, raised my sister and me to know the value of service and giving back to our community. My choice to become a music educator, to be a fierce advocate for our students and schools over the years, was driven by the desire to serve my community. To do what each of us must do every day, what we can with what we have, where we are. As John F. Kennedy said, one person can make a difference and everyone should try. And so my path of service led me to run for the county council to continue fighting for our students, schools, and working families. So 8 years ago, right on this stage, on December 1st, 2014, we made history. When I took my oath of office that day, I became a member of the county's first ever county council, and Jan Gardner became the county's first executive. We spent 8 years not just governing, but building a new form of government from the ground up. Since day one, I approached my time on the council with fierce dedication, to work hard, to listen and learn, to deeply understand the responsibility and intricacies of local government, to stand up for the things that really matter and not back down from a challenge, to hold myself and others accountable, to stay true to my word, and to recognize that I am only as strong as the voices of our entire community, and that by lifting up those voices, we will all rise and thrive. Over these past 8 years, we have made record investments in our public schools and public safety, made Frederick County a leader in confronting the climate crisis, and have worked to make the county a more welcoming and inclusive place where families can live, work, and thrive. We did these things while being fiscally responsible, retaining a triple AAA bond rating, which saves our taxpayers millions of dollars each year. We also confronted a global pandemic that no one warned us about when we were being sworn in, by the way. And we managed a local response to the crisis that protected our residents and our economy. Accomplishing these things while building a new form of government would not have been possible if not for Jan Gardner and my colleagues on the outgoing County Council. Can we please recognize outgoing County Executive Jan Gardner for her service and dedication to our county? Because of her leadership, we have an incredible, strong foundation to build upon in the years to come. I am so excited to be sworn in at a time when our county is changing and growing, and to get to work managing the challenges and the opportunities that accompany change and growth. Our county is fundamentally strong. We have excellent schools, a thriving, diversified economy, and safe communities. Thousands of acres of preserved farmland, beautiful open spaces, and exceptional parks, libraries, and community resources. We are a county where people want to bring their businesses and raise their families. We have the best comprehensive master plan in the state, the award-winning Livable Frederick Plan, which was the result of a community-led, vision-driven process. Now, Livable Frederick was adopted just 6 months before COVID turned the world upside down, which cost us opportunities to be intentional about aligning our master plan with the day-to-day operations of county government. In my first term as county executive, we will operationalize Livable Frederick, develop new and better ways to keep the public apprised and involved in our progress, and align the county's budget process around the goals and initiatives in that wonderful plan. While our county is fundamentally strong, there are still too many Frederick County residents that are being left behind. The United Way's Alice report has demonstrated that nearly 40% of households in our county cannot afford basic needs like housing, transportation, and childcare, food, healthcare, and technology. And these challenges are even greater for single-parent households, Black and brown families, seniors on fixed incomes, and families in certain geographic areas of the county. While our economy is vibrant, it doesn't give every resident an opportunity to reach their full potential. And until we make that a reality, we as a community have not reached our full potential. In my first term as county executive, we are going to make housing more attainable, make public education a top priority, and work to develop a collective impact model that will improve the lives of all our residents, including our most vulnerable and historically marginalized. 3 core values will guide our work: inclusion, sustainability, and accountability. Frederick County is more diverse today than it has ever been. Our growing diversity gives us an opportunity and a responsibility to make sure our government meets people where they are and is a national model for inclusion. Diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging will not just be buzzwords in our administration. They will be a lens through which we evaluate all decisions and a guiding principle for our workforce and community engagement. Frederick County is one of the fastest growing counties in Maryland, so we must ensure our growth is sustainable, which means preserving open space, forests, and ag land, and using smart growth policies to enhance our quality of life and protect public health. Sustainability is more than just land use, though. All policy and budget decisions will be made with an eye towards their impact on the climate and on future generations. Lastly, Frederick County residents should expect government officials to hold themselves to the highest standards of accountability. For our administration, that means being intentional about open, transparent communication, sharing of information, gathering public input in new and more accessible ways, using data to drive our decision-making and to hold ourselves accountable. And it means focusing on constituent service, customer service, challenging the status quo, and looking for innovative ways to keep making life better for people. Now, I have to pause for a moment to reflect on what it means to have an educator, a working mom of 2 little ones, and yes, a widow, stepping into this position. So it's not just the funny stories of my students asking me over the past several elections why my name was on all these signs, or why my face was showing up in their mailbox, or after I won my first election, if I was now the president. I don't want that job, don't worry. But it's the text that I received on Election Day from Megan, the mom of my former student, Elena, with a selfie of the 2 of them after Elena had just voted for the first time for her elementary music teacher at Oakdale Elementary, where she went to school. It's my former student, Natalia, who wrote me an email about how important it was to her and her family that we were establishing an Immigrant Affairs Commission and that she was interested in getting involved. My former student, Evan, who I reconnected with during early voting in 2018, who's now an appointed member of our Commission on Disabilities, and who still has his copy of A Wrinkle in Time that I gave him when he was in 5th grade. And there were a few of my former students up here just singing before, too. So going back quite a few years to my 2nd year as a teacher and my first as the lead music teacher at Oakdale, our school chorus performed for the swearing-in ceremony for the Board of County Commissioners elected in 2006, which included some familiar faces who are here today. And little did I know that that music teacher would come full circle and be sworn in all these years later as Frederick County Executive. It's truly pretty incredible. As many of you know, I lost my husband, Gerald, in early 2019 while I was pregnant with our 2nd child, Jane. It was traumatic and something that no one can ever prepare for. But through my own tragedy and pain, I've realized this. The train can come off the tracks for anyone, and I see even more clearly how so many families are struggling in our county every day. And I see how if my circumstances were different, if I did not have my privilege by way of my education, my career, my family, especially my amazing mother, father, and sister, my friends and support system, I would not be here thriving in this way today. This experience has made me even more committed to a Frederick County where we address disparities head on, use our resources, our incredible caring and generous community to ensure that every Frederick County family can thrive even when faced with challenges. Thank you. I want to take this moment to thank my family, my mom, Carol, and dad, David, my amazing kids, Jonah and Jane. Just making sure they were still listening. My sister, Caitlin, who is not here but has been an incredible support, and Gerald's parents, Chris and Donnie, who are also here today. Thank you to my friends, my campaign team, my support system, my village. You know who you are, and I wouldn't be here without you either. Today is a new beginning for Frederick County. And new beginnings are always full of promise. Together, we will realize our promise because we stand on a strong foundation and we will be intentional every single day about living our values and making progress for our residents. I look forward to building an effective working relationship with our incoming county council as we continue on this path together. We will meet this moment with tenacity and grit, hope and purpose, and propel Frederick County forward. It has been an incredible honor to serve on the County Council, to be part of building our foundation, and it will be an honor to serve as your county executive, where together we will realize our promise and make Frederick County a place where everyone can live, work, and thrive. Today, we celebrate Frederick County's rich history and embark on its bright future, a future that recognizes the value each and every one of us brings to our community, a future we can achieve together. Thank you, and let's get to work.
Thank you, County Executive Jessup Fritzwater, for those inspiring words, and congratulations. I could be wrong, but I don't think there is another county in our state that has elected 2 women consecutively as county executive. We are truly witnessing history today. We will now have another musical selection from the Frederick Children's Chorus. They will perform America the Beautiful, composed by Samuel A. Ward, lyrics by a poem by Catherine Lee Bates. That was so beautiful. They're so talented. Let's give them another round of applause. Again, I will ask Sandra K. Dalton, Clerk of the Frederick County Circuit Court, to join us again to administer the oath of office for the Frederick County Council.
Perfect. Okay. I have been instructed that you shall go in alphabetical order. which is lovely for everyone except for Mr. Young. Because I'm sure you always get left at the end, don't you? If it makes you feel any better, my grandson's last name is Zentner. You know who will be throwing that cap at graduation. Okay, well, let's start our history-making moment with Mr. Mason Carter. If you would please come forward. Do you have family or friends you'd like to come forward? Please up. Here they come. Okay. Put that right there in case you need a cheat sheet. That'll be your pen to sign. A little bit nervous? Yeah, all right, today. But if it makes you feel better, almost every single person is. Because all eyes are on you. Ah, hi. All right, now we have to do the photographer thing so that all the pictures are good. Okay, there we go. If that works, because you're going to put your left hand on your book, in this case, I believe, a Bible, and then you're going to raise your right hand for an oath. Are we doing good down there? Okay, there you go. And I'm going to leave a little cheat sheet here because I'm going to give it to you. And... Come on, people. If you would please, I, Mason Carter, do solemnly declare and affirm
I, Mason Carter, do solemnly declare or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful.
and support the Constitution and laws thereof.
Miss Alon.
I did, you're right. See? Pardon me.
I know that you're the man.
That I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
And bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland.
and support the Constitution and laws thereof.
And support the Constitution and laws thereof.
And that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
And that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
County Council Member for District 5,
County Council Member for District 5,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
You are now duly sworn, sir. It's my honor. He has one more act of business, and that is to sign the test book for the state of Maryland. It's a twisty. And if you would
Sign autographs
sign,
already.
you're working for a great county. They have one for every single person here. On stage, that is. And I will present your certificate with the others to probably Heidi or someone from the county.
All right.
And I wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you.
If anything I can do, I'm across the street from you. Thank you. And your family is today?
That's my mother, my grandfather, and my grandmother.
Thank you for being with us.
All right. I was told to wait till she got back in her seat so she could record it. I'm going to start anyways. But thank you, Sandy. There's no other person I'd rather be sworn in by, so thank you. I stand before you today as your next councilman because of the hard work and dedication that my friends, family, and volunteers put in. Without them, there is no campaign and there was no victory. To Kirby, to Justin, Clayton, Jeremy, and of course, my mother, my father, grandmother, and grandfather, thank you for believing in me from day one. We did it. Frederick County is my home. It's where I took my first breath, and God willing, where I will take my last. It was outside my childhood home. in a safe community where the training wheels came off and I learned how to ride my bike. It was in a safe school system that supported every student at Glade Elementary School, where I learned how to read and write. However, I fear that we have strayed down a path where our children will not be able to enjoy the same things you and I did. On this path, we have watched runaway growth put more students in classrooms than desks, and stringent regulation that has taken the handcuffs off criminals and onto our police officers. Well, with these matters at hand, today is not about the next 4 years, rather the next 4 decades. For our families are our greatest unit in this nation, and they deserve stability and support. We will no longer accept the status quo, politicians who say one thing and do another. For too long, the people have been shut out and their voices silenced. Today, that all changes. Today, we begin a new path forward with a new vision. A new vision that will guide and govern our county. From this day forward, we are going to put Frederick businesses first. We're going to put the Frederick taxpayer first, and most importantly, we're going to put the Frederick family first. To my constituents in every town of our vast district, from Walkersville to Emmitsburg and from Myersville to Libertytown, hear these words. Your voice, your hopes, and your dreams will determine the destiny of this county. We stand so close to greatness, so let us stand together, not as Republicans, not as Democrats, but as one united people. In such a time, we must not judge ourselves on what we are or who we are, but on what we can become together. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to call Mr. Jerry Donald. And you have guests, family, friends. Perfect. Right. Now we're going to have to come. You're going to have to be in this picture, girls. This is the best part of my job, just directing. I could get you, please, to raise your right hand for me. And I, Jerry Donald,
I, Jerry Donald,
do solemnly declare and affirm
do solemnly declare and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of County Councilman for District 1.
County Councilman for District 1,
I love saying those things. According to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
Mr. Donald, you are hereby duly sworn for another 4-year term. A little act of signature right there for me, please. It's a twisty. Nice pens. Just, yeah, right in between. That is yours. You have a few words to say.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank my family for being here today. I want to thank my wife, Beverly, who has put up with me being out campaigning, being at county council meetings, being at various board and commission meetings, or being at town meetings or meeting with constituents. People see the county council meet on Tuesdays, but the job if you want to do it well, is more of a lifestyle than a weekly meeting. So thank you, honey. Other members of my family here today and who have all supported me are my daughters Molly and Brooke, my father Carl and his friend Donna. My oldest daughter Blair could not be here, but her help in the campaign was invaluable. I also want to mention two friends who gave me a great deal of help with advice and assistance, Paul Gilligan and Harry Lashley. And I want to mention my long-term friend, I don't think he made it today, the Burgess of Middletown, John Miller. Without these folks, I would not be here today, so thank you. Before I carry on with this, I want you to take a look around. This is a beautiful building. The first time I entered this building, I think I was about 3. I came in with my late mother, Ruth, and we watched Herbie the Love Bug. And that was about 1968, or Herbie Rides Again. And I remember walking in, as you walk in where the tickets used to be sold and those big masks, the comedy and drama. And I remember they scared me terribly. And we came in and we watched the movie, and then a few years later, the rains came, and the place was flooded. And without vision, it would have just been, well, I hope the Weinbergs had flood insurance, and wonder what will happen next. But look at this beautiful building. It's because the mayor of Frederick, he's not here today, Ron Young, had vision. And vision is what can take a bad situation and say, okay, government can help solve some problems. Government can do things well. And this is an opportunity to look around and see that. For 8 years, I have had the privilege of working with Jan Gardner, whose breadth of knowledge about the details of state and local government is enormous. She had a great vision for what she wanted to accomplish, and in spite of all that has occurred over the last 3 years, much of it was accomplished. I don't know what she plans to do as she steps away from the CE job, but if any of our local colleges needs a person to teach a course on state and local government, she would be an excellent choice for the job. I would like to thank the members of the previous council for all they did over the last 4 years. We went through the shared experience of going virtual during the start of the pandemic, going through the budget process without meeting in person, making land use decisions virtually, and then discovering that we were, by default, the Board of Health. I want to especially thank MC and Mike for their leadership through all of that. Leadership positions in a legislative body like ours are thankless jobs where you get a great deal of criticism and very little credit. I also want to thank MC and our staff for putting in enormous hours to keep things running smoothly, and except for a few technology hiccups, things did run smoothly. I want to thank Kai Hagan for always fighting the good fight, especially in the area of the environment. He always has the courage to stand up for what he believes to be right. I want to thank Phil Dacey for never being disagreeable, even when we disagreed. I want to thank Steve McKay for always being prepared and keeping a sharp eye on the details. And I want to thank Jessica Fitzwater for being there to have a laugh or listen to me complain about some of the absurdities in our day jobs. Guess we won't be doing that anymore. And I want to thank the group as a whole for being what seems like the only partisan legislative body in America that had to redistrict, got a plan, and unanimously said, that's fair. I will have to admit, though, I was tempted to put the Jerry in gerrymandering, but we didn't go there. I look forward to working with the new members of the council, Cavante, Mason, Renee, and Brad. And while I'm sure we'll have our disagreements, I think everyone here wants to make Frederick County a better place. Where do we go from here? For 8 years, I've worked to bring capital projects to fruition in the county, and I hope to continue with that the next 4 years. I believe that parks, pathways, libraries, senior centers, and schools are nonpartisan things that benefit everyone. I hope that we can reach a day when people throughout the county can take a walk or a bike ride on one of our trails and wind up at a park that has activities for people of all ages and abilities. I hope that we can reach a day when access to our beautiful libraries is within a 10-minute car ride for all residents. I hope we can reach a day when the last portable classroom is taken away. And bright and early tomorrow morning, I'll be in one of those. I hope we can reach our goal of preserving 100,000 acres of farmland 10 years ahead of schedule and then go beyond that. And I hope we can leave our county a little cleaner than we found it. I know these things will not be accomplished in 4 years, but if we can keep making progress, if we've done the last 8 years, we'll get there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This time I'd like to call Mr. Cavante Duckett to the podium, and you're under here or over here. I think you are. There you go. You have people coming in? Yep, here they come. Oh, how cute. Don't be bashful. Are you going to be in a photo for us? So, okay, there we go. Perfect. Oh, look, he already knows what to do. No, hey, I love it. Thank you. If you would please repeat after me. I, Cavante Duckett, do solemnly declare and affirm
I, Cavante Duckett, do solemnly declare or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of County Councilman for District 4,
County Councilman for District 4,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
You are duly sworn, my friend. Yeah, turn around so we can get that good picture. You want to look out there so we can take the picture? Look out there. Oh, turn there you go. There you go. Perfect. Thank you, and I need you to give me a signature. Right in there, please. And that's yours. And the certificate will be with the county. Okay. Right here. There you go. Good.
Good morning, Frederick County. Good morning, Frederick County. First and foremost, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life, I am humbled to stand before you today as the first African American elected to county government. Thank you. Being elected council member for the 4th Councilmanic District is the honor of a lifetime, and I am mindful of the shoulders that I stand on that have helped make this day possible. I thank my friend, my former councilwoman, and now our county executive, Jessica Fitzwater, for her support and commitment to the residents of District 4 over the last 8 years. As most of you know, family is at the root of everything that I do. The year 2020 was a year of tremendous loss for my family, as it was for many others in this country. In February of 2020, my family lost my great-grandmother Dot, followed by the loss of my great-grandfather Paul in June. While not ready to say goodbye, I am forever grateful that they taught me the value of community and proved it takes a village to raise a child. It is because of their love, dedication, and support that I am able to stand before you today. The honor, however, is not theirs alone. Today, I'm excited to have the rest of my family and village in attendance. Special thanks to my wife, Chantel, our son, Micah, who was just up here on stage with us, my mother Lynn, and my father Charlie. The rest, while too many to name, I ask that you all stand at this time. So if any of my family, friends are in the audience, go ahead and stand up so that you can be acknowledged. They're all over the place. They're all over Rollins Funeral Home, the Religious Coalition. The list is long. Thank you all for your support. Like many families, we aren't perfect. We argue, we fight, we disagree. But at the end of the day, we are stronger together. To my new family and colleagues who I'll share the dais with over the next 4 years, let's leverage our diversity and build on our similarities as we serve the community we each love. A little over 3 months ago, I stood on this very stage to give remarks during the homegoing celebration of my mentor and friend, Alderman William G. Pluck Hall. While he is no longer with us and wasn't able to witness the victory on this side, I am certain that he was singing and dancing on election night. He'd be especially excited to know that today I took my oath of office using his personal Bible. So to his wife, Alice, thank you. From day one of this campaign, I made it very clear that my name may be on the ballot, but this victory isn't mine alone. This belongs to each of you. For all those who felt they did not have a seat at the table, this campaign was particularly important because now you do. I promise to have not only your backs, but to also enhance and empower the voices of all residents of Frederick County. I do not take lightly the job that is in front of me and understand that not all District 4 residents voted for me. Your voice, your issues, your challenges, your successes are just as important to me. I have not been elected to serve the few, but to serve all residents of Frederick County, and I will do so with faith, honor, resiliency, integrity, empathy, and understanding. And for the next 4 years, I promise not to leave you alone. Thank you all, and God bless.
With each speaker, I get more and more impressed with how wonderful Frederick County is going to be. Oh, no. I would now like to call Miss MC Keegan Ayer to the podium. And do you have family here?
I do.
Family, friends?
And my late arriving son on the way back to the room.
Perfect timing, son. They don't want to know you.
They don't want me to know. It's like,
Okay. You
Who
step
are you
one
again?
step this way so that you don't have the podium totally in your face.
oh,
So, okay, good,
we're good.
good. Okay, it's my job. If I could get you to raise your right hand for me, please.
Sure. You need a Bible?
Do you wish to have the Bible?
Bible would
Yes,
be fine,
absolutely.
yes.
We're
Is
going
that
to
the Bible?
borrow, yep, this is
a
the
good one.
county Bible.
That works.
There you go. I, MC Keegan Ayer,
I, MC Mary Catherine Keegan Ayer.
I always wanted to know,
Now you know.
do solemnly declare or affirm
Do solemnly declare or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
County Council Member for District 3,
County Council Member for District 3,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
You are duly sworn, my friend.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Just need to get a signature. Yep. Hugs and kisses. And I need you to sign right under your name. think I opened it.
Okay, I can't make the pen work.
That takes.
This is bad.
Hey, it says Frederick County, Maryland. There you go. That's yours.
Thank
and
you.
your notes are there.
It is still morning. Okay, good morning. Glad to see so many people here this morning. This is exciting. I want to thank all of those who took time from their busy schedules to be with us today on this occasion. I want to thank all my supporters, those who were able to be here, as well as those who were not. Without your hard work and assistance, I might not be standing here again. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to thank my husband, Brent, for your support over these many, many years of our marriage. You have stood beside me through thick and thin, ups and downs. For those of you who don't know, he coaches people to run, but in a different fashion. I want to thank my children, Brendan, who is unable to be with us today, Alex, who barely made it by the skin of his teeth, and don't tell anybody he used to work for, and Bridget, who was invaluable in this campaign effort as well as some of my others. Not sure whether or not she's going to ever let me get that Twitter account, but thank you anyway. Today, like 8 years ago and like 4 years ago, we come together to usher in yet another new chapter in the book of Frederick County's history. 8 years ago, we were starting a brand new form of government, and I stood on the stage with Jan Gardner, Jerry Donald, and Jessica Fitzwater taking our oath of office, marking the beginning of a brand new government. For that new government, we had no script. We had no playbook. We had no guidelines. We were basically making it up as we went with a great deal of help from our legal staff, from our county staff, and from you, the people. We came together as different as we were, and that first council was certainly a disparate group of individuals. And we put guidelines in place. We established procedures and policies for how we would operate, for how the executive branch and the legislative branch would work together, and how they would work separately to ensure the business of the Frederick County government and the business of the people got done. We hit some bumps in the road and we had some hiccups, but we came together and remained relatively unscathed, and were able to point to many successes in those first 4 years. We accomplished some great things. Then 4 years ago, Jan, Jessica, and Jerry and I stood here again, taking our oath of office, again from the great Sandy Dalton, with big dreams of how we would work together and how much we would get done over the next 4 years. However, we did not know what was waiting just around the corner. 1 year into our second year, with so many plans still left to be accomplished, we were hit with COVID and everything changed. We had to pivot and reestablish guidelines, procedures, policies, everything changed. But again, working together, working as a team, we were able to get things done. We are Team Frederick. We are the people of this county, and we reflect that up here on this stage. As my dad used to tell my siblings and I when we were growing up, no one person can whistle a symphony. It takes a whole orchestra to play so that it sounds good. So we stand here today, and it remains to be seen what our new symphony will sound like. I have high hopes that we will be able to play our different instruments just as we have in the past, based on who we are and what life experiences we bring to the table, and that we will play those instruments while listening carefully to our colleagues and the public, with all the others with whom we are playing, to make sure that we are playing together and we are working together so that our notes are harmonious, that our tempo is similar, and that we are working collaboratively to achieve that beautiful sound of a true symphony for Frederick County. For in unity there is strength, in collaboration and teamwork there is unity, and with unity we can achieve great things. In the words of Henry Ford, coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. Today we come together to take this oath of office, to stand before you, reflecting your values. With each upcoming week, Over the next 4 years, this council will keep together as we hold our meetings and we work on our legislative efforts. If we can work together, collaborate together, compromise, and negotiate our differences, I know we will achieve success. We will have that beautiful symphony. I look forward to working with this new council, with our new county executive, and with all the members of the public to see what successes, what beautiful music we can achieve over these next 4 years. I look forward to working with our brand new county executive, Jessica Gardner. How do you like that? Was that a Freudian slip or what? Jessica Fitzwater. Sorry about that. As I have worked with Jan Gardner over the last 8 years, and I look forward to seeing what beautiful symphonies that we can write together. As we look back 4 years from now, I want us all to be proud of what we have individually and collectively accomplished for all the wonderful people of Frederick County. For in the words of the great Martin Luther King, we may all have come in different ships, but we are all in the same boat now. Let us work together to ensure that we have that boat moving forward. And now, to quote Jessica, let's get to work. Thank you.
And now I would like to have the privilege of calling Ms. Renee Knapp to the podium and her family. And I have your book.
Constitution and the Charter, I guess, or the whatever
We have both. That's okay. You want your help? Perfect. I was going to say, where did our photographer go? We're good, okay. You would please repeat after me. I, Renee Knapp, do solemnly, I, Renee Knapp, do solemnly declare or affirm
I, Renee Knapp, do solemnly declare or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
that I will be faithful and I will bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof.
Oh, thank you. We thought this would work easier. It does for them, but not for me. And that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
And that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of,
execute the office of County Council at Large,
yay, you're the first one,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
You are duly sworn, and you are a take charge wonderful woman. Thank you. Oh my gosh. All right, I need you to sign. Shoo. Okay, let's go up here, right there. Is that yours? Well, yes, they said everybody got one. Is that yours? He's taking his Constitution. He took your Constitution. He's yours, not mine.
Is it still morning? Thank you all for being here today to witness another transition in Frederick County government. I am proud and grateful to be part of the next Frederick County Council. It is a great honor, and with that honor comes a great responsibility to serve all residents in Frederick County, regardless of whom they voted for. The last time I stood on this stage was almost exactly 43 years ago. My sister, who is here today, and I were members of the YMCA chorus, and we were in a Christmas show called The Happiest Time of the Year. It was 1979, and I remember listening to the news on the radio as our mom drove us from Middletown into Frederick for rehearsals. The news stories often covered the city of Frederick and the new projects being initiated by Mayor Ron Young. Downtown Frederick and Frederick County would not be what it is today without his efforts. So many thanks again to Senator Ron Young for all you have done, he's not here today, to move our county forward. Many thanks also to Senator Young's son, my new colleague, soon-to-be council member Brad Young. Brad and I endeavored to work as a team and to run a campaign based on civility, communicating our ideas and values, and hard work. It was an honor to work with him and everyone who joined the team for the entire campaign or for just an afternoon or two. We who are on this stage to be sworn into office are here because of countless hours of work and donations by others and people in both political parties. We all believe that participating in the political process makes our community a better place for all. Congratulations to all of my new colleagues for your hard work to get here today and for your willingness to serve our community. As we begin the third term of charter government in Frederick County, I also want to thank our first county executive, Jan Gardner, for building a vibrant and successful structure for our county government with a strong foundation and a bright future. This strong foundation will enable our new county executive, Jessica Fitzwater, and our new county council to work effectively on day one to meet the county's new challenges and opportunities. Lastly, I would like to thank my family for their support during this entire election year. My husband, Chris, our children, Ian and Julia, they couldn't be here today, and my sister, Andrea. Running for public office quickly becomes a family affair, and I am grateful for their love and understanding. Our parents are no longer with us, but I think that my father especially, although a staunch Republican, would have been very proud of me today. My daughter will graduate in the spring with her PhD in chemistry, and my son has defied all expectations for an adult living on the autism spectrum. In addition to the opportunity to serve the people of Frederick County, what makes me happiest about being here today is that my kids will be able to say, "My mom is a member of the Frederick County Council." So thank you again, and happy holidays.
That was lovely, thank you, and thanks for your help. At this point in time, I'd like to call Mr. Stephen McKay to the podium, and any family and friends. Yep, here they come, good job. I think we did this before. Yep. We did not do it with that little one before.
There's a new entrance.
Okay, if I could get you to raise your right hand. We're good, we're good. I, Steve McKay, do solemnly promise and affirm
I, Steve McKay, do solemnly promise or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will be faithful
that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland,
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
that I will, to the best of my judgment, my skill and judgment,
that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of County Council for District 2,
District 2, very good, according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
You've done this before, and you've done it well again, sir. Get you to sign here. Right in between, please.
Put my scroll.
Did you want to hug anybody
Yeah,
before
come
they
on back
leave you?
there.
Hey,
Yeah,
guys.
what are you doing?
That's yours.
Well, now. 4 years ago, my grandson stole the show about this time. He couldn't be, he's at school, so we didn't get that again. Thank you all for being here today and for bearing witness to democracy in action. Every 4 years, with your votes and ceremonies like this one, we prove that the essence of our democracy and of our country is right here at the local level. This is where the people and their government are closest and where each of us can make the most difference. I'd like to first take a moment, as so many who preceded me have done, to congratulate Jessica Fitzwater, our new county executive. And to all the new and returning members of the County Council. I look forward to working with you all, and I know that we won't all agree on some things, perhaps many things, who knows. But I hope that even when we disagree, that we can do so with professionalism, courtesy, and respect. I wouldn't be standing here today without the help of so many people. Nobody could. You simply can't accomplish something like this by yourself. So I'm going to take this opportunity. I'm going to thank some people. First, my volunteers who endured both a cold and windy election day and the sun and heat of primary day to advocate on my behalf. Jim, Cora, Greg, Linda, Stan, Brent, Kathy, Vince, Tommy, Pam, and Joyce. Thank you so much. I also want to thank Stevens and Brent and Stan, Greg, Matt, and Pam for providing so much help getting the signs out on election eve and then picking them up again. You may have noticed my wife Pam's name a few times. I'll let you in on a little secret. Pam has not always been very pleased that I'm doing this again. However, she's always been there for me and when I've needed her. And I want to say a special thank you to my wife, Pam, and hoping that she'll find a way to tolerate this craziness for another 4 years. Thank you. I also want to send a special thank you to my daughter and campaign treasurer, Jennifer. Thank you for the help and for keeping me legal. And to my son, Matthew, thank you for tolerating my absences, and I hope that you grow to appreciate the importance of public service in your own life to come. To everyone that donated your hard-earned money to my campaign, thank you. I literally couldn't have done any of this without you. I am very proud that both of my campaigns have been built on broad-based community support and not one dime of developer money. That broad base of support has always been reflected in those yellow campaign signs that sat in your yards and on your property. Throughout the campaign, I heard from observers noting how many of my signs were out there in the community. To everyone that hosted a sign, thank you so much for your support. So now we move forward to the work at hand, and there's much work to be done. We have a responsibility to get back to the Sugarloaf Plan and to finally put that to rest. Right on its heels will be the South Frederick Corridor Plan. So that's two very important comprehensive planning actions that we'll be addressing, and probably both in our first year. These two plans will have critical influence over land use decisions in two very different and distinctly important areas of the county, and we need to get them right. I strongly suspect that this council will have other important land use decisions to make in the next 4 years. In fact, that is one of the main reasons that motivated me to run again. As a body, this council needs to make judicious land use decisions and ensure that we grow responsibly and in time with our infrastructure. In recent years, Frederick County has been one of the fastest growing counties in the state. Some people hail this accomplishment. Personally, it makes me cringe a little. I'm fine with growth. However, I would prefer that we grow just a little bit slower, and again, and I really can't emphasize this enough, that we grow in time with the infrastructure we'll need to support that growth. We must never sacrifice our children's education, forcing them to spend years in overcrowded schools just to appease the wishes of developers and the short-sighted and illusory goal of growing the tax base. through excessive residential development. We've seen it before, and we can't repeat it again. We need to continue to support our farmers, both through our agricultural preservation efforts and also by helping to encourage and support our agribusiness and agritourism enterprises. We'll have very important budget decisions to make in the coming months, and I sincerely hope that we'll be able to help our residents that have seen their tax bills rise year after year. This issue is particularly important for our seniors on fixed incomes, who often want nothing more than to stay in the homes where they raised their families. I think we owe them that opportunity. And with that, I'll close with this simple thought. Each one of us up here was elected by some, but we must govern for all. I hope that we all never lose sight of what that truly means. Thank you.
Not last, but best. Come on up here, my friend. Mr. Brad Young. And do we have, there we are. One of the things that I have noticed and I have admired is each and every person before us today has made one statement that resonated with me: elected by some, but to serve all. If they stay by that, I think we are in really good hands, don't you? Yeah. Yep, we got it. Okay. I could get you to raise your right hand, place that one on the Bible. I, Brad Young, do solemnly promise and declare
I, Brad Young, do promise and solemnly declare
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will be faithful
that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland,
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland,
support the Constitution and laws thereof,
support the Constitution and laws thereof,
that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
County Council at Large,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the constitutions and laws of this state. So
You
help me
are
God.
duly sworn, so help you God. Thank you. They provided you a new pen today. And you're up there. And I will take this away. That away.
Is it good afternoon yet? Just about there. Well, I'll make my comments brief because I know everybody's waiting to go across the street to a great reception. First off, I want to say that being elected to the county council is truly a humbling experience. I view it as an extension of my public service, which started many years ago here in Frederick. County Executive Fitzwater stated that she was not from a political family. I can't state the same. But my community service actually really started right here in this building. As was mentioned, my dad was mayor and Hurricane Agnes came along and this building set underwater. And I remember as a small child being brought down here and handed a shovel to start getting mud out of the organ pit. And I remember Dad wallpapering those walls over there and me up in the rafters changing lights out of some of the lights here in the ceiling. And that started a life of community service that was really instilled in me from both my father and his service to the community as mayor, but also through my mother, who was an elementary school principal for many, many years right here in Frederick City. And so I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't have started that path without them. Now that being said, When I got married, my wife had seen the amount of time that it took to be in elected office, and I made her the commitment that I was going to be a husband and father first, and raise our children, which we have 3 beautiful daughters. My oldest daughter, Jessica, was up here. My other 2 daughters had to work today. Actually, my middle daughter's home because she had a new baby just before the election and now has 3 under 3, so she's quite busy. But I made a commitment that I wouldn't run for public office. And so years later, my wife and I talked, and I did get the permission to run for the school board. And I actually resigned that office effective 9 a.m. this morning because my office really goes through this Wednesday when the new members are sworn in. And serving the last 12 years on that board really has been a highlight. There's nothing better and nothing more important in our community and our country than education. And being able to serve on that board was truly one of the pleasures of my life. So I will miss that greatly. Won't miss the emails, but I do miss the position. And so as we went into the fall of 2021, I'd kind of decided that I wasn't running again. I had a great mentor. I served 15 years on the board of Frederick Community College before my service at FCPS. And one of my mentors was Dr. Lee Betts, who was the president of the college. And he said, Brad, you can't have an impact on any organization unless you've been there for at least 5 years. And if you've been there for more than 15, you've probably had too much of an impact. And so I decided that 12 years was enough, and I really wasn't planning on running. And my wife one day, and I think this has a lot to do with being stuck in the house from COVID and not having many events, said, you need something else to do. And so we made the decision to run for county council in December of 2021, and here we are today. I have many people to thank, including my family, my wife, Cheryl, my children, Jessica and her husband, Mark, my daughter, Brittany, and her husband, Chris, my daughter, Rachel, my grandchildren, Connor, Claire, Nora, Camden, and my newest, Christian, my brothers, Brian and Blaine, who are here today, and my brother, Alex, who could not be, and their families, my brother-in-laws, Albert and David, and their families. As I mentioned, my mom and dad. Everybody's mentioned my dad. He's down in Florida. He likes to be a little bit warmer now that he's in retirement years, but he should be back in town soon. My father-in-law and mother-in-law, Albert and Janet, and their families. And also so many great friends and supporters that are here in the audience today. I also would like to thank our new county executive and now our new county council members, Steve, Renee, MC, Cavante, Jerry, and Mason. I look forward to working with you and serving the citizens of Frederick County. As has been mentioned, I know we will have difference, but I know that we can work together collegially and respectfully, and I look forward to that. Frederick County is a great place. I was born here, and I will be here until my last day. I've been very blessed to serve in many roles in our community and will continue to do so. I did want to mention a few great friends that are here in the audience today that I've had the opportunity to work with. Mr. Ajay Hill, who started an organization, I Believe in Me. It's been my honor to work with him and see what he's doing in our community for our at-risk youth. Bill and Brooke DeSantis, you can clap for that. Bill and Brooke DeSantis, who out of the tragedy of the loss of their 5-year-old decided to start a foundation called Love for Laughlin, which has provided thousands of free flu vaccines and COVID vaccines over the past couple of years, are continuing to do great things to honor Laughlin's legacy and make sure that other families don't have to go through the pain that they have. So thank you, Bill and Brooke, for being here today. Frederick County is blessed to have so many great philanthropic people and organizations. Whenever there's a need, people step up and address it, and it makes me so honored to be a resident of Frederick County and now serve on the board. I did also want to thank and acknowledge our outgoing County Executive Gardner. I had a great opportunity to work closely with her and her steadfast commitment to education over the past 8 years and working to make sure that our school system had the dollars to operate, but also had the facilities to be able to house our students and also remodel the buildings that needed that from the age of many of our buildings in Frederick County are getting up there in age and need to be remodeled. So in wrapping up, I look forward to addressing many issues, including education, public education, controlling and looking at growth, protecting our environment, ensuring strong public safety, having great parks and trails, and addressing our overcrowded roads. I give you my commitment that I will be open-minded, accessible, and fair in making every decision before me. Again, I thank you for entrusting me with this position, and I'll leave you with, because education has been my biggest driving factor, that education is the great equalizer in our country, and I will stay committed to making sure Frederick County stays at the top. Thank you.
Thank you all again. Congratulations, and thank you to our new county council members. Before I announce our rabbi, I just want to acknowledge a few other elected officials that came into the building. We have with us the town of Burkittsville Mayor Michael Robinson. Town of Burkittsville former Mayor Debbie Bergeline. City of Brunswick Council Member Andy St. John. Judge of the Orphans Court Bonnie Nicholson. And at this time, I would like to call Rabbi Jordan Hirsch of Beth Shalom for the benediction.
Good morning. I invite you to join me in spirit as I offer this prayer. Ribbono Sha'olam, Eternal Sovereign, grant your blessing upon those who enter and leave public service this morning. B'seitchem l'shalom, may those who are leaving be led to peace and a sense of accomplishment with their work. Vo'achem l'shalom, and to those who enter today, to do so with a sense of anticipation and excitement and an awareness of the importance of your job for all of us here. Lord, pour out your blessing upon this land, this country, upon its inhabitants, upon its leaders, judges, officers, and elected officials who faithfully devote themselves to the needs of the public. Look after and be mindful of our armed forces, our law enforcement personnel, our emergency, fire, and EMS personnel, as they all put their lives at risk to protect us and our freedoms. Fill our elected officials and our newly appointed officials with love and bless them that they may walk with integrity on the paths of peace and righteousness. Instill within their hearts a sense of collegiality. May all of their deliberations and disagreements be done and conducted with the mindset of machlochet l'shem shamayim, with disagreements geared towards the sake of heaven. May they find within their hearts the ability to look at one another and every person in this county, B'Tselem Elohim, as an image of God in this world. And may they foster within themselves the awareness that each person they work with is also striving to create a sincere sense of what they believe to be just and right for our county. May they understand, Lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, that the work they set out to achieve is not upon them to finish. V'lo ata ben chorin lidmameh mimena, but neither are they free to desist from the work of forging the beauty of this county. Lord, give their families strength, for we know that the weight of public service is often borne on the shoulders of spouses and children. And to those who leave and enter into public service this morning, may you bless them with the most ancient of biblical blessings. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Lord guard you and keep you safe. Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of God shine upon you, showering you with grace. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. And may the Lord watch over you always, leading you ever down paths of peace. I invite you to say Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi. So in closing, I would like to begin by congratulating County Executive Jessica Fritzwater and each member of the County Council. The roles of our county executive and our county council are very important. The county executive is responsible for faithfully executing the laws in this county by the Constitution and the laws of Maryland, and our county council members who serve as our legislative branch of county government and have the power to enact legislation. You all have been called upon to serve the citizens of Frederick County and to lead Frederick County into the future as we face the many and considerable challenges ahead. To our new administration, let us continue to be the great community that we are and to set an example for other counties throughout this great state of Maryland. Let Frederick County demonstrate how an efficient government can run. The citizens of Frederick County not only came out, but showed up to have their voices heard. They cast their votes of confidence in each one of you with the understanding that you will represent the county's best interest. A smart man once said, "Let us not seek the Republican answer or the Democratic answer, but the right answer. Let us not seek to fix the blame for the past, but let us accept our responsibilities for the future." And that wise man was John F. Kennedy. This is the day to seize the moment and effect positive change for Frederick County. So simply speaking, the citizens of Frederick County ask of our new administration to do what is best for all citizens of Frederick County and keep Frederick County government a place where transparency and integrity are valued. Please continue to lead our community with inclusion, equality, sustainability, and accountability as your core values. Let Frederick County be an affordable place to live and welcoming to all. Leaders, the citizens have placed their trust in you and have now put you in the game. It is time to lace up those shoes and perform at your very best, because the citizens of this county will not accept anything less. So unite and work together. There is no doubt that you will have differences of opinions, but when you stop and listen, truly listen to each other, you will find, even in those differences, that you have grounds for agreement with which you are ultimately accomplish the goals that will serve this county best. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you the 2022-2026 County Executive and County Council for Frederick County, Maryland, County Executive Jessica Fritzwater, Councilman Mason Carter, Councilman Jerry Donald, Councilman Cavante Duckett, Councilwoman MC Keegan-Air, Councilwoman Renee Knapp, Councilman Steve McKay, Councilman Brad Young. I join the County Executive Jessica Fritzwater and our County Council members in thanking each and every one of you for attending today's swearing-in ceremony. We would like to extend a warm thank you to the Weinberg Center for once again opening up its beautiful venue for today's ceremony. They did a wonderful job. Let us not forget the Frederick County Video Service and staff who did a phenomenal job to make this happen. Let's give them a round of applause. I want to acknowledge the Planning Committee who put in tireless hours to make sure this event went off without a hitch. And thank all of you here in the audience and those that are watching either from home or from the work for participating in today's ceremony. I want to personally thank the Frederick County Swearing-In Committee members and the newly elected county executive and county members for allowing me this opportunity to serve as your Master of Ceremonies for today. I truly enjoyed this opportunity. If you are able, please join us across the street at the new Spires Art Stages for an inaugural reception and fellowship. And in closing, as we enter the holiday season, and on behalf of everyone on this stage, we wish you a safe and wonderful holiday season. God bless you, thank you, and this concludes our ceremony.